My name is Jane from Move Wellness. Thank you for joining us. Today we have a seated stretch class for you. And this is a good class for you if you just have maybe a minute in your day to do a little stretching, but you don't want to go through the whole rigmarole of like getting your mat out or maybe even changing your clothes. The only prop you're going to need will be a chair and yourself. And it would be good if that chair didn't have arms. You'll find a chair with arms a little limiting for this. Also, I want to remind you not to do anything that is painful or uncomfortable. If you experience pain or discomfort, please stop or use a modification you know works for your body. Let's get started. So we're going to start out just getting our breath flowing and moving our arms and upper body a little. Let's inhale to let our arms hang down by our sides. And then exhale to sit tall. Feel the crown of your head reach up towards the ceiling. And feel your tail reach down into the chair. And we're going to start to circle our arms. Inhaling them up overhead, letting the chest and eyes lift. Exhaling to circle them around, letting the chest and eyes soften down. Inhale and exhale. 2 more here. Feel the stretch through your side body as your arms lift up. Feel the softening of your chest as your arms lower. And then let's reverse. Let's inhale the arms up the outside. Exhale down through the center. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. Inhale the arms up. Exhale to soften the sternum. Inhale, let the chest and eyes lift. Exhale, lower the arms down. And then just bring your head up onto your spine and rest your hands on your lap. The next thing we're going to do is move our head a little bit. And just a reminder here, necks are a delicate thing. So whenever we're focusing on moving or stretching our neck, we want to make sure that we're still supporting that movement. We're not ever completely relaxing. We're always keeping a little engagement here to protect our neck and our spine. So I'm just going to inhale to lower my right ear towards my right shoulder a little. Exhale, nod my chin towards my chest. Again, I'm not totally lowering. I could put a little apple under my chin here. Inhale my ear over towards my left shoulder. Then exhale my head right in line with my spine. We're going to do that the other way. Left ear towards the left shoulder. Nod your chin through the center. Roll it over to the right. And bring your head onto your spine. Let's do that one more time each way. Inhale the right ear to the right shoulder. Exhale to nod your chin. Remember, we want room for a little peach or apple underneath your chin. Over to the left. And back to the center. Last one here. Inhale to the left. Exhale through the center. Inhale to the right. Exhale, head onto the spine. Now we're going to get a little deeper into that stretch, but we're again going to keep supported through the neck. Inhale the right arm up and drape it gently over your head so it lands just on the side of your left ear. And then exhale to very gently pull. We're reaching our right elbow out to the right rather than down towards the floor. And if you want to add to that stretch, you can take your left arm and reach it out away from you so that you might get a stretch not just through the neck, but maybe even down into that arm. Keep your breath flowing here. One thing I always encourage in stretch is to be an observer of your breath. If it ever becomes short and sharp, you want to back off the stretch a little bit and get back to the place where it can be flowing and even. Go ahead, let your right hand fall down to your side. Let your left hand fall down to your side. Nod your chin to your chest. And bring your head back onto your spine. And let's do the other side. Inhale your left arm up. Drape it over your head. And then very gently pull out rather than down. And take a big deep breath in and out, observing the quality of your breath. If you feel good here and you'd like to add a little bit, reach that right arm out, stretching the fingertips away from your opposite elbow. Couple more deep breaths here. One more big inhale. And then let your left arm, right arm come down. Roll your chin towards your chest and bring your head onto your spine. We're going to scoot forward a little bit on our chairs for this next one so that we have room to move our pelvis a little bit. We're going to be doing a seated cat back. I'll guide you through it. Let your hands rest on your thighs. And as you inhale, I want you to arch your back. So you're going to tilt your pelvis forward, draw your shoulder blades together, and lift your chest. Lift your eyes. Exhale. Curl your pelvis under. Spread your shoulder blades apart. Nod your chin, creating a long C shape to the spine. Inhale. Tilt your pelvis forward. Arch your back. Lift your chest. Pull your shoulder blades together. Exhale, curl, rounding the back like the letter C. 2 more here. Inhale, feel that pelvis tilt forward, lift your chest, draw your shoulder blades together. Exhale, curl back, rounding through the spine. Last one here. Inhale, little arch, and exhale, curl. And let's just stack up to upright. Get your weight right over your sits bones. And again, lengthen your crown up towards the sky. The next thing we're going to do is a little bit of twisting. I'm going to start out by twisting to the right. So I'm just going to turn my navel and my eyes over to the right and then back to the center. And you guys may notice I'm letting my hands move a little with that twist. So I'm using them for leverage. I'm pulling one back and I'm actually pressing a little bit with this hand that's extending forward to help deepen my twist. That's something you could do if it works for you, but you could also ignore it if it doesn't. We're going to do a few more here. Exhaling into our twist. Think about getting taller as you twist. Draw your right ribs back as you twist to the right, and then keep that length in your spine as you return to the center. Then twist to the left. Draw the left ribs back, long through the spine. Keep that length as you come to the center. One more each way. Exhale to twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. And then let your arms hang down by your sides. And we can actually scoot back a little bit for this next one, just because sometimes it doesn't feel great to perch right at the edge of the chair. We're going to do a little side bending. We're going to do this a couple different ways, so you can pick your favorite way. Inhale your right arm up towards your right ear. Exhale, reach your left fingertips down towards the floor as you reach and bend over to the right, to the left. Inhale up. Exhale the arm down. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, reach down through your right arm to create that side bend to the left. Inhale, upright. Exhale, down. We're going to do that one more time to each side. And just check in with yourself here. Be an observer of your body. Make sure this is truly a side bend, that you're not arching your back or curling your back, that we're really stretching the side body. One more like this. Inhale to bring the arm up. Exhale, reach down through that opposite arm to help create the side bend. Inhale to sit upright. Exhale down. And then my favorite way to add on to these is to just add a little cross-body pull. So I'm going to take my left arm, and I'm going to put it on the outside of my right thigh. And then I'm going to press my thigh into my hand, and I'm pull on my thigh a little bit with my hand. So there's some tension there between these 2 points. Then we raise the right arm up. And as we side bend, we press the right thigh into the left hand, and we pull a little bit with that left hand, just to help give ourselves a little more opening here. Bring yourself to upright with an inhale, and then exhale, switch your arms. So that right arm's going to cross over to the left leg. Left arm releases down and then reaches overhead. And as I side bend, I'm going to press my left thigh into my right hand, and pull on that left thigh a little bit with my right hand. And a nice long stretch through the body. Take a big breath in here. And then bring yourself back up to upright. And go ahead, lower the arms down by your sides. We're going to move on to our legs now. We're going to start by lifting our right leg up and crossing our right ankle to our left knee. So we're making a figure 4 shape with our legs. Before we start to stretch our hip though, I'd like to move our ankles a little. So I want you to make 4 circles with your foot. Either direction is fine because we go in both directions. Just try to really circle that ankle. Imagine your toes are circling around a clock face, and you want to point to each number on that clock face. And then change directions. Inhaling and exhaling smoothly with the movement of the foot. And then flex that foot so you're pulling your toes towards your shin. I want you to cup your left hand around that right heel. And I want you to let your right hand just rest gently on the right thigh. Make sure you're pressing on your thigh, not your knee. We're going to pull a little bit with that left hand and press a little bit with the right as we crease at our hips and lean forward, bringing our chest towards our shin. And just keep your head in line with your spine. So that means your eyes are probably looking a few feet ahead of you on the floor. We're going to take a few deep breaths here. And remember, whenever we stretch, a good rule of thumb is that if you want to deepen the stretch, if it feels available to you, try to do it on your exhales. Keep softening your shoulders. Check in periodically with those neck and shoulder muscles to make sure we're not holding any excess tension there. One more big breath in here. And then we're going to use our exhale to come right up to upright. Uncross that right leg and switch sides. So you're going to bring your left foot to your right knee, and I'm flexing that foot. And you may notice my hips are pretty different. Yours may be too. I always tell my clients, your sides don't have to match. Symmetry is an ultimate goal, not anything we're going to achieve exactly today. Let's go ahead and start to circle our left ankle and foot. Remember, you want to point to each number on your clock face. 1, 2, and just keep the breath flowing here. 3, and 4. Now reverse it. This is 4, and 3. 2 more here. 2, and 1. Let's keep that foot flexed, so we're pulling our toes back towards our shin. You're going to cup your heel in your right hand, and with your left hand, you're going to gently press on your thigh, not your knee. Take a big breath in, and then exhale. Take your chest forward towards your shin. We're trying to crease at our hip rather than our waist, so you may even feel here like you're sticking your hips out behind you a little bit to help achieve that. We're reaching our chest out over our shin and allowing our head to be on our spine so that our gaze is a little bit down towards the floor. And then take a few deep breaths. Again, checking in with the quality of your breath. If it's short and sharp and you don't feel like you can control the length of your inhales and exhales, maybe back off of the stretch a little bit and get to that point where you're able to relax and feel a little bit more in charge of the breath. One more big deep breath in here. And then exhale, we're going to come on up to seated. Release our hands and uncross our legs. We're going to keep focusing on the legs for the next couple stretches. This is an inner thigh stretch with some shoulder dips. So I want you to take your feet out so that your thighs are kind of lined up with the corners of your chair. And then you can walk those feet out a little so the angle of our legs is just a little wider than 90 degrees. I'm going to put my hands right at the inside of my thighs here, and I'm going to hinge at my hips and press back a little bit with my hands. And then if you're feeling pretty good here, you could let the arms lengthen down a little bit so that you're able to roll one shoulder forward and then the other. Just introducing a little twist. Left and right. And if I'm introducing these shoulder rolls, I just want to make sure that I'm still able to keep my knees aiming right out over my toes and keep the arches of my feet lifting away from the floor. One more each way. You could also just hold in that opening position where you're pressing the thighs back. Let's go ahead and find the center. Bring those hands back up to the thighs and then sit up straight and walk the legs back together. I like to toe heel it in. Now we're going to get into a little psoas stretch. So for this, you may want to scoot back a little. And we're going to take our left hand and put it right in between our legs. My right hand is behind me, and I'm going to pivot to face right. So now my right sits bone is on the chair, my left sits bone's hanging off, and I'm going to move that left thigh back so that my left knee is right under my hip. And then I want to sit nice and tall, shoulders stacked over hips. My knee is right under my hip. The ball of my foot is on the floor. And I'm going to lift my arm up. So left leg is back, left arm is up. We're just going to lift our chest a little. The goal here is to get a nice long line through the front of this hip and to feel a little stretch in your thigh or across the front of the hip. If you need to, you can press that leg back a little further so the knee may end up a little bit behind your hip. If you make that adjustment, we just want to be sure we're able to keep that low back long, that we're not starting to stick our hips out behind us. Let's take one more big breath in and out here. And then go ahead, lower your arm down. Just how we got into it, we're going to get out of it. We're going to brace our left hand in front of us, right hand behind us. Pivot to the front, and then we're going to switch. Right hand in front, left hand behind. Use your hands to help pivot. So now, I've got my left sits bone on the chair, my right sits bone is off, and my right knee is just under the right hip. Hips are level, shoulders are stacked right over those hips, and I'm squared towards the wall I'm facing. Inhale your right arm up overhead and maybe lift that chest a little. And then if it's appropriate for you, you can inch that foot back a little to feel a deeper thigh stretch. Just make sure you're still keeping some length through your low back, not allowing the hips to roll behind you. And take a couple deep breaths here. One more big breath in, and then exhale. One hand in front, one hand behind. We brace a little bit with our hands to pivot back to the front, both sits bones on the chair, and then walk those feet in. And we're going to scoot forward towards the edge of the chair for this next one. So you want to perch with your sits bones right at the edge, but make sure you're still definitely sitting on the chair. I don't want anyone to tip off. And then step your right foot out in front of you and flex that foot. Inhale your arms up overhead. And again, we're going to crease at the hip. So we're going to stay really straight through the spine and reach out over that leg. So I'm reaching my chest towards my toes. And just take a couple deep breaths here. I like to really get into the calf stretch aspect of this. So I flex my foot a lot. I'm really pulling my toes back towards me because I have tight calves and I also have a little bit of plantar fasciitis, and this stretch really helps. One more big breath in, and then as you let that breath out, come on back to seated. Bring the foot in, lower the arms down, and we're going to do our other leg. We're going to stretch that left leg out. If it feels right for you, flex the foot. Inhale the arms up. And then exhale, hinge from the hips to lean out over your legs. So spine is really straight here. Take a couple deep breaths. Inhale. And exhale. And remember, if you want to deepen your stretch, use your exhales to do it. One more big breath in here. And then exhale up to upright. Bring your foot in. Bring your arms down. And bring the legs together. Scoot your hips back just a little. The last thing I want to do is a little bit of a deeper twist. So we're going to lift our arms up in front of us and then close your hands in front of your chest. Take your hands down to the outside of the right knee and then dive towards the floor. Take a big breath in and out here in this twist. One more nice big breath in. And then use your exhale to roll up and lift the arms back in front of the chest. Left side, inhale, hands to the left knee. Exhale, dive down to the floor. Big breath in and out here. One more inhale. And then exhale, roll it up. Hands in front of the chest. We're going to do one more round with the option to add a gesture of the arm that can help deepen the twist. So let's dive our hands down the right. And then when we get there, if it feels appropriate to you, you're going to press your knees into your tricep. You're going to press your tricep into your knees. And then you're going to release that right arm and twist, opening your chest towards the right side of the room, letting your eyes look up towards that right hand. Keep both sits bones in the chair. Keep pressing knees into arm, arm into knees. As you take your next exhale, let that arm release back down. Let's breathe in this time to roll up and lift the arms. And then exhale to dive down that second side. Now you want to find this knees into arm, arm into knees press. That's going to help stabilize you and keep you active. And then if it's available to you, release that left arm up, twisting, opening your chest towards the left side of the room, turning your gaze to look up at that left hand. Feel both sits bones anchored in the chair. Press your arm into your knees and your knees into your arm. Take a big breath in. And then let's exhale to come down this time. And inhale to roll up. Exhale, hands to the thighs. So there you have it. A few stretches you can do in just about 20 minutes a day. And this is just a really great, simple sequence. Really good for introducing some mobilization at those times of the day where maybe you start to feel a little stiffened up. And all this twisting is really great for your posture as well. So please click the like button and subscribe to our channel so you can get all of our videos. Thank you for joining us and see you next time.